Hello and welcome to another episode of Beer Man's No Bull Beer Reviews. Today I have another beer from Dancing Gnome Brewing Company out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This one isn't just by Dancing Gnome, it's one of their collaboration beers. And I will say I haven't had a ton of the collaboration beers that they've done. They have done a good bit, probably in the last 6 months. But the one that I did have recently, Rock, the triple IPA with Horace Ales, I thought was really good. It was it was a huge beer. It's 11%, so for an IPA, that's on the pretty high end of the scale. But it was good. I liked it. So this one is a collaboration with Triple Crossing, and honestly, I don't remember where they're from. I should know that, but they're just one I don't really seek out, just because they mainly do hoppy stuff, and I generally don't trade for hoppy stuff. I just got this while I was up there. This one's called Wake Up Protocol. So like I said, it's a collaboration between Dancing Gnome, Triple Crossing. It is a double IPA, and it is 8.5 ABV. And for whatever reason, Dancing Gnome kind of stopped putting the word IPA on their hoppy stuff. They all just say American Ale now. I guess, it makes sense, because there's no, who's to say that like 7.9 is that different from 8.1, but one might be considered a single and one might be considered a double, so it is a nice catch-all thing. And I was pouring these in snifters, but kind of decided hoppy beers should be served in just these nice, easy drinking glasses. Resident Culture has these, that's what this is. Dancing Gnome uses these, I like them. And most of these New England IPAs are so effervescent, and the aromas are so big that you don't need to have the big stemware to really get a good whiff of it. But as you can see, it pours I would say a darker, really cloudy golden color with about a finger's worth of a nice fluffy white head. That's so weird. Yeah, I want to say it has the Dancing Gnome house smell, but normally when I would say that, I would mean a lot of their beers have the same smell, but that's not what I mean. This literally smells like what inside of Dancing Gnome, like the place, smells like. It's very odd. It makes sense because they do a ton of hoppy beers. It's just really weird. It's reminding me exactly of what inside the brewery smells like. Lots of really fresh, somewhat green hops. There's a little bit of a citrusy character. It's not very juicy like on the like peach mango side. It smells like it's going to be kind of earthy, which I'm excited for. We'll see. Huh. It's interesting. Dancing Gnome beers, I generally think they always lean kind of in one direction depending on what hops are used, which I think is actually a good thing. But sometimes what deters me from drinking like a ton of them is just the bitterness is a little too sharp, a little bit just too much of that like green leafy character, just a little like stinging carbonation. This is kind of the opposite, where it kind of just has like a generic quality New England IPA taste. It's definitely a little like orange pithy. It is a little earthy and herbal almost. It's definitely not I wouldn't call it juicy in the sense of what people think about like tropical. But it actually is pretty dry. Like, it has a little bit of a sweetness to balance out the bitterness, but it's not very bitter, but it's also not very sweet. It's actually pretty dry for a New England IPA, which I definitely prefer. It's just a really easy to drink quality double IPA, New England style double IPA. It doesn't really point in any particular direction, but in some cases that's actually the best thing. Because there's nothing that stands out that's bad either. It's just a really nice, clean, easy drinking beer. And sometimes I kind of like Brew Gentleman stuff is like that, but it usually at least goes in one direction or a couple different directions. But it's all very subdued in a nice little, tied in a bow type of beer. There's not like these rough edges around it, which sometimes Dancing Gnome has, even though most of their stuff is pretty tasty. This one is definitely really well rounded. You know, I like maybe every third or fourth one I have from them. None of them are bad, at least the hoppy stuff. But I'll have one where I'm like, oh, that's just it's a bit rough. Which makes me like, I don't know if I want to seek them out as much. And then I have a really good one like this that pulls me back in. I would say the only thing that actually sticks out a little bit is the booze. It is a little boozy because generally I would say as long as they stick with like the 8%ers and not like the triple ones, usually they hide the alcohol pretty well. This one is a little boozy. It's not enough to make me not want to drink it by any means, but it is making me drink a little more slowly, which is probably a good thing to be honest anyways. Now this was canned. I wasn't worried about it because I know how their cans are on 9/25, so this is like 2.5 months old. But I wasn't worried about that, like I said, because their stuff holds up really long. But I wouldn't expect it to hold up much more than a couple more weeks to a month. So if you see this soon after I post it and it sounds good to you or you want to try it, I would say trade for it. It's pretty good. But do it fast. If not, it's already getting a little old. I don't know, sometimes breweries do collaborations and then they want to make the beer again, but obviously they can't constantly keep, having the other brewery come in and collaborate. So sometimes they kind of just sell off the rest. I don't even know how it works as agreement between the two breweries, but so I mean they could make this in the future where it's not a collaboration and they just make the same recipe. I have no idea, but I would like to see them do it again. I think it's pretty good. So I think it's obvious by what I've been saying, but this is definitely a buy for me. I think this is one of their better double IPAs I've had in a little while, so I hope some of the other stuff that they put out more recently, like Daisy, which I'm going to review here soon, is just on the same level. So I think that's all I got on this guy. Please like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you think, and I look forward to doing the next one. Thanks.